Hey man, so a little bit different going on today, right? This is my father, Brian Baker's band. I think this was the ExHusbands. The dude on the bottom right is dead. The dude on the bottom left is who sent me this picture. He still has that Rickenbacker light showing. He takes out insurance on it every year. My dad is top right. My biological father. I've never met him in my life. His name is Brian Baker. Spelled just like the dude from Bad Religion and Minor Threat. This picture was taken in 1989. So he's keep in mind, he's the same age as the dude, too, pretty much. And we're going to get into that in a second. Now, notice how this picture, you can't really tell, like, much about it because it's so old and it's a photo that's taken with a cell phone. So they have photo, that's my dad right there. Now, you can't really get the definition like you can out the current shit. But from the stance he's in and shit, right? He like I hope I put it in here. There's a picture of Brian Baker from Minor Threat when he was like really young in 1981, so 8 years before this picture was taken. And it looks like if you age the stance, keep in mind, both of them are not using a pick. They both have the same leaning back, relaxed stance when they hold the shit, and the same leg positioning. The shit, like every guitarist has like their own little like way of, like with me, I sort of like hunch over it. At the same time, my shoulders is relaxed. And what I mean by that is like my wrist, my elbow to my hand is, that part is like tense. Like that's like a, some people call it a downward stroke, but I do alternate picking. So it's like, but the way that my arms are, they're like hunched over. You see what I'm saying? But the way my body is straight, and the way my shoulders is with my arms like that, like my left arm, my fretting arm especially, is relaxed. You see what I'm saying? It's sort of like, I get that from my dad. I could see it. But he played a much less aggressive style. Even Brian Baker was not an aggressive, he was a melodic style. It's not, I'm talking about from Minor Threat and Bad Brains. He was an aggressive, he could be an aggressive style, but more a melodic style than anything. It wasn't like Dimebag Darrell or Kirk Hammett. No, it was Brian Baker, and you could tell. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, I think that came from the fact Brian Baker was not a punk guitarist. He was, and that's the same thing with my dad. He was not a punk guitarist. It's just, so I found him. And the thing is, I was born in 93, right? The end of 93. He joined Bad Religion, the realm of, in 94. My biological father, in 1998, keep in mind, Bad Religion released an album in 1998 that looks like, from a picture that my dad and my mom took in 1992 or 3, it looks, this picture's from 1989, by the way. This is him current day. I'm talking about that dude from Bad Religion, right? My father always wore Coke bottle glasses, right? You can't get them shits no more, I don't think, right? That's like the closest thing in like today's styling to something like, I'm pretty sure there's other shit like it, but like, you see how thick the fucking top and side of them frames is? That's what, like, you know, so, I was thinking about it because it's spelled the same way. The age is the same. My dad would be 57 years old. And when my mom, when I was about, I would have been 5, in 1998, she went into a bar. Keep in mind, he don't drink. And the way he say it, it sounded like some George Bush shit where like, he don't drink, he did shit in reverse. You know, it's normally, you know, until someone offered me drugs, you know. I was straight edge. For those of you who listen to Johnny Hobo, Pat the Bunny, all them. So basically, he did the way around. It seems like he was. From what I understand, my dad was an alcoholic, right? The way that Brian Baker from Bad Religion, and notice how like often like that picture, he had colored lenses on, and if you have blue eyes, they're gonna look gray in that, like they did. Everything I see, there's like because my dad had blue eyes. Everything I see. His eyes is somehow distorted, covered, whatever the fuck. Like, blue eyes is very, like, you can pick that out. And notice how here's heavy set, right? As if, like, he had stopped doing the drugs and now, like, because after this, he slimmed down. You know what I'm saying? When people get off drugs, like, you see in jail, motherfuckers, like, get bigger. You see what I'm saying? Like, they get fat. You know, that's what happened with Fat Mike, supposedly. Part of it, I believe. Although it's not been confirmed. So it's like, I know this dude, I get the ears. I have like big ass ears, if y'all notice. I get that shit from my dad. I do not get that shit. Like, I get my face from my mom, but I get my eyes, my ears, and like my jawline sort of from my dad. Keep in mind, these are all pictures of bad religion. The only pictures that I can verify of my dad are the ones of the black and white in the very beginning, who was sent to him by the dude in the bottom of the picture, right? The other dude killed himself. He was from one of my. I ain't even gonna say that on here, but yeah. So that's him from the later minor threat days. He dyes his hair a lot too. Keep in mind, and I've seen pictures of him from way back because I've had this theory for a long time because I never knew my biological father. And the only thing telling me that I was wrong back then was my adopted mother, who didn't know this dude either, was like, I'm pretty sure it was spelled with a Y. And it's not. It's spelled with an I. And it's like, man, people like who were in, like, keep in mind, Brian Baker from Bad Religion said, I've been in 1.4 million bands. The band that I guess was going on in that picture was called the ExHusbands. That's the name of it. And it got me to a point where, like, I could see the native on, like, I could tell when people was native, bro. And, like, when I see your skin go from that at one time of year to, like, now you're, like, tan, that's native. That's what happened with native people because the white folk and the fact that you still have melanin. Like, when I'm walking around, like, y'all probably seen it, I look Hispanic in the summertime. I look like a Hispanic dude with blue eyes. Like, there was one dude on a lockup who was like that. He was a Hispanic dude with blue eyes, and his name was Alex. That was the fucking hilarious part. But yeah, I get. I'm not going too far out the deep end, but just as someone who never knows his real father and knows that he was in a bar with my real mother 5 years after I was born in 1998, when Bad Religion just happened to release the album, right? My mom had not seen him since he left, right? This is the only time she's seen him in Illinois this whole time. She only seen him once. As if like, and she said there was a dude with him who wouldn't introduce or say nothing, like an industry type dude it sounded like. And he acted like he didn't know who she was. And she thought it was just he like lost it on drugs or whatever. And I said, wait, if the last thing he knew was you was pregnant with his kid, I say, especially if he was really getting money now, the last thing he's going to want is child support. And that's when he saw you, that's probably, not even knowing that I got adopted or anything, that's probably right where his mind went. And keep in mind, like I said, this is right after that 1998 album where it starts looking heavy set, right? On the 1988 album, he's skinny. This is like, I guess, a 2001 or some picture. Somewhere around the early 2000s. It's right before he started slimming down again. Now he's skinny again. Like, and that's the thing. The body shape is identical, especially when you look at them young pictures. That one picture, like even the hairline from when it was 1981 to 1989, you could tell how the hairline filled in almost for me. I don't know for sure. I really would love to just like sit down with Brian Baker and be like, yo, I think you might be my dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, obviously that, like, unless I get in a certain position and people can find a way to monetize that, like, that's not going to happen right now. So I knew, like, the best chance I had of maybe, because he seemed like a fair enough dude where, like, there's a whole part of his life that I know he never talked about, right? It's between 1986 and 1993. Okay? So it's like, we know in 1986, Brian Baker was in California. Minor Threat had just broke up. Okay? My mom said, yeah, he popped up over there in Rockford, Peoria area, right around 1986. So I'm like, okay, he gets in his car. He's from Washington, D.C. My father was from the South. Washington, D.C., I don't care how y'all look at it. That's Virginia. Think about DMV. That's right in between Virginia and Maryland. That's the South. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's very strange to me, especially given like that the ears are there. He has big ass ears like me. He's got the same doofy look when he played guitar and shit. Like, it really makes you wonder. And I noticed with him, the word spacing, the way he even like I've watched videos done with him. It's almost like he talking a word that in the voice that I sort of use, but not the same voice that I use when I'm trying to really get a clear point across and have clarity. It's not that, it's the word spacing and the what they would call the pathology of the speech, like the way the words are used, the type of words used. That shit is very similar. So it really made me wonder, bro. I didn't really think much of it till I saw the age. My mom is 57. Okay? I'm talking about my biological mother. He bounced before I was born. So last he knew, she was pregnant. okay? If you're getting increments with a big rock band, right? You like when you left my mom, shit was not good with you, from what I heard. You see what I'm saying? And that would explain why he have like this George Bush affect when it comes to alcohol. Cause he started saying something about something. He's like, but I didn't drink or do anything like that. Like he was just trying to forget some shit, bro. And like my dad, I know, got in like mad legal trouble. Like, the police caught him hiding under a car, acting like he was fixing it one time, and like he thought he was gonna get away doing that shit too. Like it's like so. I guess I'm born breaking the law. I get from a pole, like. But no, like either way, like it's just crazy the coincidences. Like if it's not him, like that would be like totally normal too. But it's like the fact of like how much, just the fact that I know he could have very well, and the fact he only popped out in Illinois one more time years later. She never seen. And Peoria is not like a Chicago. It's not a fucking New York City, bro. It's like probably the size of Waterbury, probably a little bigger actually. It had a level in Rampage. I'll give it that. It's a place where if you stand out, like if you're known, you're gonna be known. It's like here, bro, probably. You see what I'm saying? I've never been there, but I can assume, like for example, like pretty sure Montana 300 is from Peoria, but it's like I could tell it's the type of place. Just knowing people who live out there. Where if you're known, you're gonna be known. You know, it's like here or Waterbury. Like here's a little bit. You're more gonna be known than Waterbury because there's so many nobodies here. But anyway. I just wonder, man. I wonder if he see this and he know anything. I really hope he come out and say like, look, yeah, I got this girl Jill pregnant and then I left. The shit happens, like I want to hold it against him, bro. You was getting increments. So I want to say, whether Brian Baker Bad Religion is my father or because Brian Baker a common ass name, he not. And it's just so many similarities just happen that way. I just want to say either way, man, if he see this, man, if he is my father, just understand I won't hold it against you. I understand you, like, I'm on the same path you was on back then. And I can't say I would have done the same thing, but when you're young, you're not thinking that much, And so I just wanted to say, man, if he is my father, all I ask is that he own that shit. I don't ask for nothing else, bro. I don't ask for no handouts, nothing like that. If Brian Baker from Bad Religion is my father, he just own that shit. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, let it be known. Talk about what happened between 1986 and 1993. Because you never talk about that period in your life. I love y'all, man. Be